Every now and again, the Supreme Court does something correct. Supreme Court restores access to abortion pill Mifepristone through telehealth, mail, and pharmacies. The Supreme Court on Monday restored broad access to the abortion pill Mifepristone, blocking a ruling that had threatened to upend one of the main ways abortion is provided across the nation. The order, signed by Justice Samuel Alito, temporarily allows women seeking abortions to obtain the pill at pharmacies or through the mail without an in-person visit to a doctor. Those rules have been in effect for several years until a federal appeals court imposed new restrictions last week. The majority of abortions in the U.S. are obtained through medications, usually a combination of mifepristone and a second drug, misoprostol. I hope I said that correctly. Their availability has blunted the impact of abortion bans that most Republican-led states have started enforcing since a 2022 Supreme Court ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade and allowed for state bans. Louisiana sued to restrict access to mifepristone, asserting that its availability undermined the ban there. Some Democratic-led states have laws that seek to give legal protection to those who prescribe the drug via telehealth to patients in states with bans. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm confident that the Supreme Court's going to make the correct ruling when these cases actually get before them, but this decision is a correct decision. And what I don't understand for the life of me is, I do understand it, but what I don't understand for the life of me is why Republican-led states don't just make laws saying that you can't buy mifepristone if you live in this state, no matter where you get it prescribed. Like there was a period of time briefly where I couldn't get raw cones in the state of Illinois because of a lawsuit. Now, I don't want mifepristone denied to anybody in the country, but if red states want to ban their people from getting mifepristone, then that's up to your individual red state. That doesn't mean that you should be able to ban access to mifepristone across the board. So good on the Supreme Court for a proper ruling, a proper decision, in my opinion, and allowing access to continue while this case plays itself out and we see what ultimately becomes of this. Now, if we get to a point where the Supreme Court says, nobody can get mifepristone in this country, then all of a sudden states' rights are right out the goddamn window. It doesn't matter what state you live in, you can't get medication that your state says is legal, right? That would be a massive problem, and that's something that I could see the Supreme Court actually doing. But in the interim, while the case is playing out, it is absolutely the right decision to continue to allow access. So good on the Supreme Court. Fuck that ruling out of Louisiana. And how about you just stop fucking messing with people and let people and their doctors do what they think is best?
Did you feel that way about the vaccine, libturd?
Yeah, I did. I openly spoke out against Joe Biden's vaccine mandate and cheered when the Supreme Court overturned it, just to go ahead and blunt any of that stupidity. Now I have a shit ton of MAGA folks going, what does blunt stupidity mean?